Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Harley Quinn. Welcome back to Harley Quinn. Yes, I am still most certainly doing this show. Still very much watching it. Still very much reacting to it. Still very much enjoying it. I think I know such a long kind of gap and like unintentional, like mostly an unintentional hiatus, but regardless, such a long gap between reactions can kind of inadvertently imply like a lack of enthusiasm or motivation, none of which is happening here. None of which is happening here. Again, just an inadvert, like an unintentional hiatus that took place and kind of pulled me back from the show just a little bit. It's been a few months. I think, as I say a little bit, it's been a few months, but I fully understand that. So deeply sorry to keep you all in waiting to see these new reactions, and I'm still in season one, so got a bit of ways to go before I catch up. But yeah, I am back with it. I am back with it. This is coming back. This is back. This is here. So hooray for that. But yeah, back with Harley Quinn. Back with Harley Quinn. So last time we had episode 5, and we had the team entering Harley's mind. Harley had a bit of like an existential crisis when asked who she was, and when she was asked who is Harley Quinn, and she couldn't really figure that out. So she's had a bit of trouble. I think even since leaving Joker in the first episode, she's had a bit of trouble actually figuring out exactly who she is and where her villain origin story starts. Like that was her main issue. She didn't really like kind of fully like process exactly where her story started, and she went really far back into her past, back to her her very, very troubled childhood, and the team went in to help save her, and then them interacting with stuff, and her touching herself then ended up actually activating security breaches and all sorts of stuff, and then little mini kind of monstrous Harley Quinns jumped out and tried to attack them, and it was a whole load of stuff. A whole load of stuff went down. We had the kind of mental manifestation of her childhood crush being Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle, so he saved them and he actually got them to where they needed to be, and all that stuff happened. And then they went into the deeper, more kind of sensitive part of her mind where her deeper, darker, more manipulated memories are kept, and one of them being the moment where she actually kind of pledged her kind of love and allegiance to Joker by jumping into the giant vat of acid. And for herself, she had kind of repressed that memory and processed it a little bit differently, in the sense that he had actually forced her to do it, so that way she could actually kind of process being a victim of his abuse a little bit easier, and in a way that made a bit more sense. But truth was, he manipulated her into actually choosing it for herself. So it was her choice, but not not a completely, and not a not like a authentically willful choice. It wasn't like her actually wanting it from the bottom of her heart, but her actually falling so deeply in love with him, and then her convincing him, him convincing her that this was the right way to kind of solidify that kind of allegiance and that kind of love. So yeah, but then she updated the easiest kind of fist pumping moment came when she actually updated her origin story to be when she actually turned her back on him in his own lair and actually came in with a new costume and a wooden sledgehammer and actually swore to not only leave him, but to actually rise above him and be a better villain than he ever was. So she updated her origin story, and to also be the day that she actually joined in leagues with Ivy too. So it was a really sweet it was a really sweet ending and a really sweet sentiment in that sense. And Ivy as always kind of sticking in with Harley and actually swearing to help her discover the truth behind her kind of convictions and her own sense of self and everything. And they found the new lair too. Like in the midst of them having their whole mental shenanigans stuff going down, Sai did actually kind of think that they were dead, and they were wearing Suicide Squad shirts too. So he thought it was an actual kind of suicide cult style kind of death scene going on and everything. So him and a lady friend actually took their bodies down to a nearby to the incinerator in a nearby mall, and then tried to burn the bodies, but then they came back to life just in time. But then they found out that abandoned mall might just be their lair after all. So it all turned out well in the end. So yeah, great updates, great stuff going on Harley's end, and great stuff going forward with the new lair. So hopefully we can actually see some more updated and legitimate kind of bad guy stuff going down. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from the last episode. So on to episode 6, onto the reaction for episode 6, and as always, as you guys all know, the the reactions on the channel will just be kind of shorter, will be just like the highlights and the best bits of the episode. But there is a way you can catch the full length version, the entire episode, like along with me, with a timer and everything to tell you where to be and where to go. And that reaction, the full length reaction, will be available on Patreon. So that is a great place to go if you want to check that reaction out. But yeah, on to the actual episode, on to episode 6 of Harley Quinn. Let's go.
Wait, did you just steal King Tut's body?
Oh, they stole a sarcophagus.
See it? Now you can touch it.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
I've never been like in a museum and thought, oh, I wish.
That's how you. Do you want mummies? Like, did you want the Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz? Because I mean, it's a good movie, great cast, but still, that's how you get the Mummy. That's how you get the Mummy.
Why is no one talking about Harley Quinn? I'd like to nominate her to sit on my face.
Oh.
Well, that should have read it through.
Oh no. Ooh. Oh, she's destroying King Tut. She destroyed King Tut.
Words? I don't understand your obsession with the Legion of Doom. I mean, those guys are genuinely pieces of shit.
Yeah, they're not really great villains.
But those pieces of
Iconic villains maybe, but not great.
As equals.
You're gonna rob Wayne Tech? Really?
We're gonna rob Bruce Wayne.
You're gonna rob Bruce Wayne? Oh boy. I can't see any way this might go wrong, you know, besides from the millions of layers of security he's probably added to the building and the systems and everything.
How are we gonna get it down?
We'll Fast and Furious 7 it.
Fast and Furious 7, go through buildings.
That's the one where they shoot a car from one skyscraper.
Yeah, they go
to
through the
another
actual
skyscraper,
buildings,
but, you know,
yeah.
ultimately, they're just all about fans. Clayface, activate Operation Douche.
Harley, thank you for letting me use my brains for once. Most people don't let me be who I am. Okay, I see what
You say right before you chomp a guy's head off.
retinal scanner at the entrance to the room is on you.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Put down so gently.
Because she's not a misogynist troll that should be living in a well.
Psycho, focus. Whatever's in here, it's even more restricted.
Oh, perfect! Even more? Psycho! Mind you, that wasn't the first time I was cuckolded.
Oh my god, wow. Clayface, what are you doing? What are you even talking about? Come on, make it. Oh, he lost his hand. Oh, he lost his... Oh. Oh, where is Psycho? Oh no, what's Psycho up to? He's Furious 7ing it, but he doesn't.
Little bear. Don't you?
Oh my god, I love Ivy. I love her. Oh god, he actually Fast and Furious 7'd it, but he didn't quite stay on the bike.
So you didn't call me about the break-in at Wayne Enterprises.
What?
Yeah.
No! Oh, this is about the breakdown of my marriage!
The signal is for emergencies.
Oh,
Emergencies. You've abused it.
look,
Yeah.
my personal life is a...
Oh, he can actually fold up the bat symbol. He can actually take it out and fold it up. So what else might they use it for, if not a bat signal?
In her hands.
What other symbols do they have? Like Flash, maybe Superman? Like a Flash signal, a super signal? A wonder signal?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a baby?
Oh, that was awesome.
What is it?
Everyone
Sound
take
like a
me
baby,
back.
but is it a
I
baby
mean,
human or a baby
we
animal?
froze that security guard.
And it's a gun that we...
Whoa, he has like a ray gun and goggles, like Splinter Cell goggles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
I'll just play one-armed characters.
Can you really... He really can't grow his arm back. Is it stuck back at Wayne Tech?
You have no idea what that does, do you?
Yes, I do. Something button related?
It's a
Look,
big
either way,
red button.
is
It can't be
obviously
anything
important.
good.
When the crew has the universally hated Dr. Psycho and his hussy new girlfriend.
Oh, fuck off. That is completely out of context. I knew I should have let you fall to your death.
The pièce de résistance?
Not in this universe.
So inept.
I just want to get back to my dad.
All right, okay.
His arm could grow into a little mini baby Clayface. Is that what Bruce handed to him in the bag? A baby Clayface?
I'm a hardworking detective with a beautiful wife. Who won't touch me even though I treat her like a queen and do everything for her. Everything! But that's...
A baby Clayface inside of a hand.
Who knows? It's It's like a kid. It'll do anything for approval.
So it's like
No wonder
Groot
where
then.
I
It's
got
like
that
this
from.
the Groot that, you know, like a new Groot goes out for like a mini
will
Groot.
never take me. But you want to find the critic that said you're the biggest fuck up on my crew and tear him a new asshole. I get it.
I will not be slandered.
I'll help you smack him around a little bit. You'd hurt him for me. Yes, absolutely.
And get revenge for
And because
calling.
he claimed I'm fucking psycho.
Yeah, that revenge needs to be corrected. Not on any watches, not on my watch, not on her watch, not on any watches. That needs to be. Yeah.
Not to the sex, but to me talking about the.
Yeah.
Oh god, oh, it's such a giant hand. I mean, it's basically like a
You know,
toddler.
it's
It's
just been
basically
so
a
long since
toddler.
I've heard someone else say that. I was.
Friend.
Oh god. Oh. This is really happening. Jim makes a new friend with the arm of a known criminal. Really. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. Oh, they even got the side by side. Yeah, that's true friendship. That's true friendship. Oh, jeez. Oh. Where are they taking him? Oh, Blackgate. Oh, they took him to Blackgate.
Okay, plan B. Clayface, you gotta distract him.
They took him to Blackgate. Duh. Oh no. Okay. Oh. Okay. At least solve that one crime before you go. At least solve that one crime. Yeah. Don't let the woman be murdered too.
You listen to me. Graphically explain the problematic intercourse I'm having with my wife, and gosh darn it, you didn't judge me.
Don't listen to him, baby
Jimmy, you can't
Clayface.
judge what you don't understand. Jim, don't let him take me.
Oh my
You
god.
need me, right? Cause I'm evidence.
Evidence,
Hold on there,
oh,
crazy guy.
jeez.
You're a lot more than just evidence.
I don't have time to give some review. I'm too busy getting cunnilingus from my new boyfriend, Brad, who's amazing.
Brad.
Come on.
Only weak men do
He looks
that.
like a
Oh,
porn star version of Aquaman.
In other news, if you didn't write the review, who did?
Oh, of course he did. Of course he fucking. He has Cal Critic written all over him.
He's gonna snitch and ruin everything, and I will never get into the Legion.
Fuck
like
the
that
Legion.
too.
Make your own
Yeah,
Legion.
that too.
The Legion is
All right,
the
two options, Gordy.
shit show
Give
anyway.
us the arm and we leave.
Oh boy. Oh, that's such cool. That's such a cool animation. Yeah, slow motion bullet. Oh, was it a shield? No, it's a teleporter.
I wasn't expecting.
It's a teleporter. Oh god, where is she? Oh god, where did it take her?
So, Quinn, you press the button.
The Batcave?
I think you got all the kinks worked out.
It's in beta.
Is it a Batcave teleporter?
Wondered what the Batcave looked
Ah,
like. So this is before
okay.
you fucked the bats. I think he's suicidal. He said you abandoned him.
I don't know what he wants from me.
Oh,
We're
God damn it.
co-workers. My screensaver just kicked in, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did. And he said he put your work before your friendship. That's real.
Oh, that's one of the best things I've seen. Batman with party hats on.
Then
This is.
I ain't that different.
We're completely different.
Oh, that's the best. I'm never gonna unsee that. No, I'm never gonna unsee that.
I did what would help me get into the Legion of Doom. I let him down. Just like you let Gordon down.
Friendship is forever.
Emotion.
Yeah.
You locked me in the basement for days? Killed anyone who seemed to like me?
That's true.
Never bought me a Wayne Station for...
All right.
Fuck, you named me Herman! You're the worst father ever!
Oh
Can we
my
just take a step
god.
back? If I didn't think you could become the worst person in the world, I wouldn't have tried so hard to make your life awful.
He's really trying to justify child abuse. He's
only
really
ever
trying to
wanted to
justify
impress
child
you.
abuse.
Well, I've got a new friend now, so there's nothing you can say.
I'm sorry, Jim.
I'm sorry too.
Uh,
I knew you'd realize a
yeah,
friendship.
full
meant more
on
than just a
180.
day-to-day crime
Full on
fighting.
180.
Sure.
Sure. No, and he puts the bat signal back in.
Good bad signal.
Thank you for everything. The arm.
The arm. Is that what they're calling it? Just the arm? Not baby Clayface? Really? You have an opportunity for greatness right there. You just... Okay, never mind. Oh. Yeah, he just...
All right,
Yeah.
Quinn. Time for
Okay.
me to take you to Arkham.
Oh, come on, escape. Escape. There we go. Oh, take it into the Batcave. Nice. Oh, no. Oh, Psycho and Ivy. There we go. Oh. Nice, okay. Can he shoot the arm? He can't shoot the arm.
Obviously, Honestly, I want to get into the Legion of Doom super bad. It's incredibly important to me, but not more important than you guys.
You can find a better team than them. They are not the be all and end all.
Also want to apologize for saying Poison Ivy.
There we go. There we go.
That one's on me.
Yeah, it is on you. There we go.
Harley Quinn and her crew are worthy of being nominated for this year's class of the Legion of Doom. If she could only just stop leaving crew members behind.
Who did she leave behind this time?
Shit.
Oh, baby. Oh, not Baby Shark. King Shark. Oh, King Shark's still in Blackgate.
I'll be forced to shank you in the showers, and you know I don't want to do that. I know it's just in fun, but what the fuck did I tell you about that word?
Oh, yeah, sorry, King.
Ooh, sorry.
King. Yeah, King.
They're learning. Right, Harley? I will kill each and every one of you with my bare hands if I have to!
Oh, God, that's great. That's absolutely great. That's great. So, yeah, fun stuff. Very, very fun stuff. So they had the bright idea of robbing Wayne Tech. And yeah, I think even in the actual magazine cover, I was kind of internally wondering, like, you know, is it meant to be invisible? Because, I mean, I see, like, a platform and something else, but then I can't actually see anything on the platform, so it's like, is it meant to... I mean, it would not be surprising to me if Batman did come up with something invisible, like if he was inspired by Wonder Woman's kind of invisible jet or something, and he decided to build like another vehicle that kind of copied that. Like, I mean, you know, he you know, with his tech, he had no issues about replicating something like that. So the idea was to rob Wayne Tech, and even doing it Fast and Furious 7 style. So I think, yeah, she even mentioned Fast and Furious 7. I was like, instantly, I think Fast and Furious 7. I thought, okay, like, so like maybe like kind of like the middle of the franchise, like not too far back, but far back enough that, you know, Paul Walker is still around, like before he officially, like before his character officially leaves the movies. And then I was like, Fast and Furious 7 style, and then I was like, oh yeah, there's skyscrapers involved. So I was like, oh okay, there must be the thing. I think it was even kind of hyped up in the trailer, and then even in the movie, like they actually kind of drive the car between the two buildings and then jump out at the last second and everything. So that was the idea. And then yeah, they even Psycho tried to actually mimic that with the bike, actually driving out on one end. But I think he definitely, I think he came out of Wayne Tech, and I think it might have been before he actually managed to make it into the actual other building. Like he never actually managed to fully cross the building. So I think he crashed into the outside of the building and then fell off the bike, and then actually started to fall to his death. So he couldn't fully replicate it either. And then Ivy saved him. And then that caught some other kind of unwanted media attention that she especially really didn't want. So that was a whole fiasco. But yeah, they robbed Wayne Tech. So then yeah, not King Shark, Clayface actually put on an act, and he lost his arm. Clayface actually lost his arm. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I figured that, you know, like, I thought, okay, surely, I mean, because he's Clayface, and, like, he molds, and he creates to whatever his, you know, heart's desire, or whatever he wants to, he can create and mold. But then, like, you know, if he actually loses, a section, does he genuinely do, like, can he really not grow that section back? Like, he lost, like, half of his arm, so then I was like, okay, maybe the rest of it will grow back. But no, it's actually gone. And like, not only does the arm not grow back, like, not only does his arm not grow back, but then the arm that's left behind, the actual dismembered limb that's left behind, then, like, births itself into, like, a new being. It births itself into like a mini, not even just in physicality, but even in age. It kind of morphs into almost like a baby Clayface. So like, it very much reminded me of like the way like Groot works in the MCU. Like, you know, he can grow back. He can actually grow his actual limbs back. But then even if it does get severed, it's still, I mean, I think with the exception of the Stormbreaker handle, like if it gets severed, because I think he was like blown to bits. He was actually, you know, like in that crash, he was blown to bits, and then from that, like from one of the little sticks that Rocket planted, we actually got Baby Groot. So I think he can be going back, but then if he severs his limbs, then those limbs then no longer have life, and they just kind of go on to be whatever they are. So like with the Stormbreaker handle, but then he can actually grow limbs back even if he does lose them. So yeah, Clayface, yeah. So that was robbing Wayne Tech. So I think they got like a button. They got a button. I think I was thinking it might be maybe like a shield or like some kind of detector or like an alert, but no, it's literally it's in beta testing too. It's not even like a finalized or finished or tried and tested and certified kind of gadget of Batman's, but it's like in like beta testing, and it's the even more restricted section was where it was at, and it's literally just a Batcave teleporter. It's literally a Batcave teleporter, so it teleports. I think I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking, wow, she must, because at first it like even the background just looks really dark and groggy and like some kind of like underground dungeon, which is essentially what the Batcave is. But I was thinking like, oh, she's been transported to some kind of mythical like some kind of like mystical hell like dimension or something, like she's probably like in like another dimension, like maybe Batman has actually found out how to travel between dimensions or between universes, so she's literally just been sent to hell again, or something. But no, just to the Batcave, just to the top of the Batcave, and then she actually falls on multiple kind of pointy cliffside, like rocks on her way down and stuff. So yeah, the Batcave teleporter and an invisible bat bike So he's just got like an arsenal of bat vehicles and bat gadgets, and he never runs out. And the bat symbol from the bat signal, at least in this version, it can be removed. It can be removed, and he can actually fold it up like an actual apparatus and everything. So if it can be taken out, then I presume other ones can be put in. Like that makes me wonder. Like, in the case of Batman being like indefinitely unavailable, has Gordon ever tried any other hero, or like has Gordon ever modified that signal for it? Because I think the signal is the signal, like it's just like a giant flashlight basically. So I mean, all you really need is a symbol to put inside it. But then you don't need to change the light or anything. You could still put like a lightning symbol in for the Flash. You could still put Superman's S in. You can still put the W in for Wonder Woman. So like it makes you wonder, like, has he ever actually tried it like for any other superheroes? Like has he ever even temporarily kind of turned into like a Flash signal? Because I think in the Flash, in one of the earlier seasons of the Flash, Cisco actually does create that. He actually does create like a giant kind of like a round kind of like flashlight with like an actual lightning symbol in it. He essentially does create a flashlight, and he even vaguely, very vaguely references the bat signal from the comics, because he does say, oh, I think I saw it in a comic somewhere. I don't know exactly where or anything, but then people do generally recognize, oh, it's a reference to the bat signal from DC. So I do wonder if Gordon's ever actually kind of tried to call for other heroes in that similar way, like they see the signal initially and they think, oh, it must be the bat signal, but then they actually notice the symbol is different, and it's like, oh, he's calling for Flash, or he's calling for me, or he's calling for Superman or something. So yeah, but yeah, that's the bat signal. It can be presumably modified. I don't know. It can probably be modified. So yeah, and I think I even love the idea of Jim even using it for what he personally defines as an emergency, like what he defines as an emergency and what Batman defined as an emergency are clearly now two very different things. Like with Batman, it's like, oh, if you hear of a robber, because even here, like him being Bruce Wayne, he heard about the break-in at Wayne Tech. So he's like, wait, you didn't call me about that Wayne Tech break-in? Like that's an actual legal crime. That's an actual illegal crime that I am kind of within jurisdiction to stop. So I thought you would have detected that and called me that. Like like this signal is meant to be, if you ever spot crimes and you think Batman is the one you need to help stop it or to help prevent it or whatever. But then it's like, no, it's like the only break that Gordon was reporting was the breakdown of his marriage. So the intimacy between him and his wife, both physically and emotionally, is terrible, and they don't really talk, and his whole life is just I think the Jim Gordon we're getting in this series overall is just so much more depressed, and just an overall kind of like, he's funny to watch, but he genuinely is also like a depressed and very, very kind of damaged kind of character, like a very damaged version. And I think, I don't know, I mean, maybe like it's maybe what you'd expect from him given all that he's been through. Like I think, assuming Barbara Gordon is in this universe, then maybe like especially even after she's actually been paralyzed by the Joker, like like that would be like an even bigger thing for him to do. But then with this one, it's more focused on him and his wife. And I think I mean, and again, I think I don't know whether or not I should actually bring in like comic references or comic lore into these discussions too much, because again, this is meant to be a parody, and it's like and genuinely some of the stuff in this show, you know, I do then like after it happens, when certain like scenes happen or when certain kind of comedy points happen, I have to I ever so slightly have to kind of subconsciously remind myself, like, it's just not only is it just a show, but it's also literally just parodying what the official canon material is. So the official material is darker and a lot more mature, but this one is literally meant to be a funnier, more humorous take on it, so don't get too pissed off. Just I genuinely don't even know whether or not I should actually bring in like deeper comic questions or deeper comic kind of references to actually match that up with this to see if it actually feels accurate or not. But either way, I guess I'm gonna end up doing it. But I don't even know if like his like I think if he's maybe talking about the wife that he had Barbara with, or if this is like another wife he married after her, or which one. But either way, it doesn't really seem like he's having the best of luck with her, and he also doesn't really feel like Batman actually kind of feels the same way about their friendship that he does. I think yeah, those pictures in the Batcave on the screensaver, like, yeah, I think honestly, right, the party hats on his bat ears are easily one of the funniest things. I think a part of me wants a live action version of that picture, but you know, like, a bigger part of me knows that's never gonna happen. But either way, the animated one is still fine. Like, that is easily like them not only throwing like I think it might have been like a birthday party for Gordon, and then Batman was invited, and he just showed up out of like pure professional courtesy. He didn't actually kind of see it as like a personal endeavor, because again, Batman's whole thing is that he doesn't show emotion, he doesn't do emotion. He's all about logic and fighting crime and terrifying people with his persona. But yeah, I feel like he definitely just showed up. He definitely just showed up out of professional courtesy, and then Gordon took that out, like, way out of hand, and he misinterpreted it completely and put party ears on him. And you know, maybe Batman made him swear never to release those pictures on the internet or anything. But then somehow he still, I mean, maybe it's something that Damien does to troll him, like, you know, or maybe just one of the Bat kids, or maybe even Alfred trying to troll him, just setting that up as a screensaver or something. And I genuinely feel that might be the more likely case. Like, you know, either one of the Bat kids, like Dick or Damien or Tim or someone, just like, or like one of them, or even Jason, or like, or even just Alfred, or maybe even Barbara. Maybe even Barbara actually just wanting to play a prank on him and just changing his screensavers to different pictures from Gordon's 50th. So yeah, but yeah, the party hats on the ears, easily just the best use of that cowl in such a more kind of play, fun, casual environment. So easily one of the best things about that whole scene. So but Jim does not believe. Jim does not feel like, you know, Batman actually treats like actually reciprocates the amount of, you know, like, emotional kind of, you know, quality that he puts into the friendship. That he does not feel like he gets the same back from Batman that he gives. And for Batman, it's literally the same. For Batman, it's not the same thing, because he literally doesn't. He knows he doesn't, because for him, this is like more of like a purely professional relationship. They're not really friends. They're just kind of allies and co-workers in some loose sense of the word. So he really doesn't really see a need to go and celebrate his birthday party. He might shoot him a text or something, but then that's it. He doesn't actively want to go to the party and dance and eat cake. I mean, he might eat cake. I mean, well, I don't know. He might eat cake. Like, maybe if he has like cheat days, maybe if he has cheat days, he might eat cake or something. But I don't know. But he definitely doesn't really kind of see himself as that kind of social, outgoing kind of person. I think he might show up as Bruce Wayne. If he has to show up at all, he might just show up as Bruce Wayne. But I think then, you know, the like showing up as Batman might have been like an emergency thing. Because I think it would be weird if Bruce Wayne showed up to actually celebrate Gordon's birthday party with him, but then people know that Batman works with Jim Gordon, so then that one would make more sense. So yeah, I do want to see. I'm curious if we'll ever actually see Bruce Wayne on this, like, in this series, though, like, or if it's like, cause like, I mean, Harley Quinn. I mean, we already know she's Harleen Quinzel, like, that's her other kind of persona, and then we have no idea who the fuck Joker is, and then Poison Ivy, Pamela Isley, and then we have Clayface, who is Victor Basil, I believe, or no, Basil Carlo, or no, Basil Carlo, I believe, or yeah, like Basil Carlo, I think, yeah, so something along those lines. Then King Shark is King Shark, and then Dr. Psycho is whoever he is. I think like the superheroes we don't really get. I think oftentimes we don't get names for, like Superman. We know him, we see him and know him as Superman, and then Batman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and everyone else. So yeah, I am kind of curious to see just how much of these characters like their identities they might explore. Because I think, especially if you go into their personal lives, then that's like that alone I feel like has a lot of like a lot more comedic potential. Like literally, if you have to showcase like like Arthur Curry actually kind of at the park or something feeding the fishes, or even him actually trying to buy fish, and then or even Aquaman at the actual supermarket trying to buy fish, and it's like wow, you eat your own kind, you really eat your own friends and stuff like that could make for some great stuff. And the Flash, the Flash, I don't know what he would do, like maybe Barry or the Flash, like I don't know, like joining an athletics club or something, like maybe competing for the Olympics, maybe doing something like that. I don't know, but either way, I feel like if you do delve into the lives of the more personal lives, and especially of the superheroes, then there's a lot more community potential there. So I guess we'll see. There's plenty more for me to go. There's plenty more for me to actually explore as to exactly what this series does and how it uses the material more comedically. So I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. And then yeah, we actually had the baby Clayface hand bonding with Gordon. I did not see that coming. I think it was what was in the bag that Batman handed to Gordon, and I think based on the sounds, I did predict baby. I predicted as much as baby. That was it. Baby of some kind. Baby human. Baby animal. This was neither. This was a baby clay. Baby mutated clay. Baby mutated clay. So it's actually like a baby that morphed and grew into the arm, and they literally named it the arm too. I mean, sure, baby Clayface could have been too on the nose or too obvious, but still, it's like a golden opportunity. Or like baby, I don't know, just like the arm just makes it sound so like depersonified or something. I don't know. It just seems like like a really plain choice to go for. But either way, Jim found a new friendship with the arm. It was meant to be. It was meant to be an interrogation to find out where Harley's lair is. Then it turned into a therapy session, and then it turned into like they even showed us a whole montage of them playing sports and them, going like that them having that dual bike ride together, like Gordon in the actual biker's seat and the arm in the companion seat. Like that is honestly a point of true, like pretty much true friendship. Like if you do that with your friends, then that's pretty much like that's how two people really are kind of meant to be true friends and everything. So yeah, but they bonded. Like he apparently, he couldn't find friendship. Even I mean, at least in those moments, he couldn't find friendship in Batman. So then he kind of moved on to that at the arm. But then, he is so hooked on Batman that as soon as he comes into the scene for more than 5 seconds, he's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm sorry too. I forgive you. The arm. I don't even really know it. It's just a kid. It's just I've only been around it for like 5 hours, so it's fine. I totally forgive you. I can." Give you more invites to more barbecues and birthdays in the future. So as soon as Batman comes back, he's straight all over Batman again. So yeah, but that whole kind of friendship was really surprising. I mean, it was super duper cheesy, but it's still surprisingly wholesome to see, and especially like the idea of him bonding with a mutated clay hand baby more than with an actual human being. Like I mean, albeit that human being being Batman, like not exactly the most emotionally open or emotionally kind of converse or talkative person in the world, but still more than Batman. I think the weird thing is, again, that makes sense. Like it's a lot easier to be friends with a mutated baby hand version of Clayface than it is to be friends with Batman. It's a lot easier to be something. To be in this context, it is a lot easier to be friends with a mutated object, with a mutated sentient object, than it is to be friends with an actual kind of organic human being. So yeah, it's just I think the kind of like the obviousness of that actually hits harder than the fact that it even happened. So yeah, but he bonded with that. I think again. Goes to show just how damaged Gordon is too. Like the entire time, he definitely kind of needs like maybe therapy and maybe some closure. Also, just like couples therapy too. Couples therapy between him and his wife. Find out what's really going on, why they're not talking, why the sex is so emotionally cold and oh crap, just so bad. So that needs to happen, and yeah, I think maybe just Batman also needs to kind of. I think communication between him and Gordon needs to happen too. Like, you know, like they need to actually set the boundaries and priorities of their kind of friendship straight. Batman needs to get his own side straight and stop misleading Gordon, and then Gordon needs to understand some kind of boundaries and stuff, and understand exactly what their relationship is meant to be. So yeah, again, don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but hey, the show gives me stuff, and I form opinions on it. That's basically what this is. So yeah, but yeah, that was fun too. That was super fun too. And then we had the Coward Critic. The Coward Critic, I mean, yeah, that pretty much read like some kind of online trolling shit poster who just kind of literally just degrades and just like just does bad reviews for almost anything, and especially when it comes to like Harley Quinn, it definitely kind of had that vibe of, oh yeah, this person's just gonna spout some random, you know, like hate about it and just, you know, give it like a bad review or something. So apparently he kind of reviewed he reviewed Harley's crew, or at least he mainly reviewed Harley. He directly reviewed Harley, Psycho, and Ivy too. He reviewed Harley as just like a really crappy villain, and one that wasn't even worth the Legionnaires, let alone the Legion of Doom. So that was that, and then also claimed Dr. Psycho to be the actual worst member of the group, given what he's done, and claimed that he was the reason why the group wasn't doing as well as they could, even if, like regardless of whether or not they wanted to get into the Legion. And then even had the gall, even had the audacity to go forward and claim that just due to her saving him and holding him in her arms for like more than 2 seconds, that Ivy and Psycho could have been together, had the gall, the audacity to claim that. And yeah, I definitely loved Ivy's insistence on going along with him to try to track down the coward critic, to actually set the record straight, or at least, you know, not so straight, and, you know, to actually correct that and actually say no, nothing happening, not a single bit of romance or any kind of contact between them, literally just kind of professional courtesy, just saving his life. And then, you know, like even her being like, you know, I should just let you fucking fall to your death. It would have been so much easier. I wouldn't have to deal with this crap. But yeah, but then they actually tracked down they tracked down the coward critic to Giganta's house, and she has a new boyfriend, Brad. And yeah, Brad, honestly, Brad with the hair, with the kind of slick skin tone, and the way he sat, and just the way he is overall, definitely kind of screams like a porn star version, or like a Rule 34 version of Aquaman. He definitely just screams like or maybe even like you know, if in this universe, like, there are, like, you know, like strippers or something that actually dress up as, or like pretend to be superheroes, maybe like a stripper version of Aquaman. But apparently he's even better at sex than Psycho is, so, you know, Giganta's, you know, satisfied in that department. But I mean, I think even Ivy even Ivy kind of referencing that too, like, wait, how did the sex work between you two? And then Psycho just like really not well, and I think it reminds me of this from Marvel, like this actual thing where I don't know which comic it was in. I literally only saw the panels because it was trend. I think not trending, but I think someone made an actual kind of what's the word, like not a collage, like a combination. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a gathering of like different comic, but like they made like a list of like all the weirdest and all the strangest kind of like canonifications and all the weirdest kind of information that Marvel has stated is true in like throughout their kind of continuities. And one of them was literally the fact that, you know, that Hank Pym did actually minimize down to microscopic to atomic levels, and then actually he did kind of use that as a trick to literally go inside Janet during sex. And I think you can catch the drift and, you know, see where that went. So I think it reminded me that, given how small Dr. Psycho is and how much larger Giganta is. And I mean, yeah, I mean, Giganta, honestly, I think, yeah, like, you know, like, I get the same kind of hot, tall lady vibes from her that I do from Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil, so just, you know, she's amazing. She is amazing. She's amazing. So yeah, I can definitely see that kind of thing. Maybe like a similar thing happening with Psycho and Giganta, but obviously not well enough for it to actually work, because then she dumps him and moves on to Brad. So that happens. So it wasn't either of them, but then so yeah, so I mean, their relationship, maybe their relationship slash marriage kind of lasted, and like it lasted long enough for her to actually give birth to Psycho's son, who was Herman. It was Herman, and he was the cowl critic. He was the cowl critic, and he was like, he had cowl critic again. I mean, not to shame his appearance or anything, but he honestly he had cowl critic written all over. He had that kind of vibe of the guy who would just sit at home all day and just, you know, just endlessly and unashamedly bash everything that like not even stuff that goes trending. Like he just had that kind of like, he had that kind of energy around him. They like, he would just kind of sit at home and actually just bash stuff all day just for the sake of it, and just spew nothing but kind of like hateful and pissy rhetoric and everything. But then in like, for the context of this episode, he was specifically bashing Harley Quinn's League, and especially because he hated his father. He hated his father so much that he was actively kind of trying to punch down on him, and, you know, adding Ivy to the mix too. So Ivy needed some actual clarifications and everything, so she went along there too. And then yeah, easily that scene too, just, you know, again, one of the scenes where I kind of subconsciously remind myself, this is a parody, you're not meant to take it seriously, so it's meant to actually, it might annoy you, but then it annoys you in a way that actually makes sense. To actively making fun of this kind of stuff, and it's not meant to be taken seriously. But yeah, apparently he locked him in the basement when he was a kid, and then he killed any friends he had, like any friends he had, but also especially any friends he actually liked or who might have liked him. He killed them, and he basically abused him all throughout his childhood just so that he would actually turn out to be the best villain. Like his mentality was like, you know, the best supervillains don't come from happy and loving homes. They come from tormented and traumatizing childhoods, and that's why they end up being hell-bent on destroying the world and killing people. So he figured that, you know, if he wanted his son to be the best villain and best kind of force of evil that he could be, then he needed to abuse the crap out of him. So but then the most evil thing he's done is literally I think if it feels weird saying that the most evil thing he's done is go online and spout hateful BS, but then even to today, like, you know, like, that is pretty much like a baseline for evil. That still feels like a pretty kind of baseline for like evil, or for like hateful and stuff. Just randomly going online and attacking people and attacking things you don't like, and then even attacking even harder on the people who dare to, you know, retaliate and actually try and counteract your opinion and everything. So I feel like it's like maybe just unironically like an accurate depiction of like what hate can look like and what, you know, that kind of thing can be. So yeah, I think, and I feel like that's also like the beauty of the show too. Like, again, you're not like, sure, you're not meant to take it seriously, but then at the same time, if you actually do kind of focus in and actually look deeper, and, you know, maybe after like multiple watches, but also if you actually do think about it, some of the stuff can actually still apply to the real world. Like it's kind of, you know, making you aware of what still exists, but then it's also kind of, you know, like, not to the point where it depresses you and drags you down and reminds you, oh yeah, this stuff exists now, you know, go be sad about it. But it's also like actually pointing out how stupid that stuff is, and how pointless it is, and how, you know, just how stupid it is for existing, and also just how evil works even outside of actual comic book kind of stories and shit. So, you know, it's like a beautiful blend of reality and kind of, you know, like laughably hateable evil and stuff. So yeah, it works because of that. I think it definitely works because of that. And yeah, I love that, like, throughout all of these kind of missions and heists and whatnot, she always kept on forgetting someone. Like, I mean, to begin with, it felt somewhat more obvious. But I mean, for me at least, it felt somewhat more obvious that, oh, the hand you left behind, maybe something's actually happened to it. Maybe it's actually turned into like another Clayface, which it technically did. But then the second time it's actually King Shark. I completely forgot. Like, cause I was like, I didn't even know how to process that scene to begin with. Like it happened so quickly. It happened so fast. They all rushed him with trank darts and then beat the crap out of him and then picked him up and hauled him into the van and then drove straight to Blackgate. Like it happened so quickly. I didn't know whether to think like about like maybe that's like a premonition, or like maybe that's like them predicting, maybe that's them actually actually planning out all the ways they can do this and actually predicting what might happen next. And then maybe King Shark was still there, but no, he was like they genuinely tried walking him into GCPD and then carted him straight off to Blackgate. So that happened, and then for the rest of the episode, he's nowhere to be seen because he's a black guy. So then he actually acclimates to that culture. He acclimates to that kind of prison culture, and then he actually makes some friends, makes some connections. And the entire time he's threatening the prisoners to treat him the way he demands, and to actually, and for that one other prisoner to not bring him proper water and everything. So, or proper toilet water. I don't know. He something like toilet water, but he's within that short period of time. He's already kind of become the king of that that sector of the prison, so he's already kind of, you know, like reacclimated himself to Blackgate Penitentiary. And then they actually have to stage a prison breakout, and they actually break him out and this whole thing. And I think I love the duality of King Shark in this episode alone. The duality, like even in the beginning, as he's walking up to the desk, he's like, you know, oh, you know what? It's so it feels so good to actually be considered as more than just big hulking mutated shark strength and big fangs and bloodthirsty hunger and everything. Like, he says all of that, and then 2 seconds later, just chomps up the IT guy's head and leaves him headless and bleeding out on the floor and everything. And even especially even then, like later on in Blackgate, he actually he's like so sweet towards the team and so sweet towards Harley. I mean, he's passive aggressive and aggressive towards the prisoners, but then he's nothing but sweet to Harley and the gang. But then, you know, to the prisoners, he's like, you know, he starts off with passive aggressive one-liners, and then he actually full on roars and yells and, you know, tells them what to do and actually tells them how to treat him and how to call him and everything. So the duality of King Shark is something truly admirable. So that's fun. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. I don't really think I'm missing anything. I don't really recall anything else that was really kind of too like noteworthy or too discussion worthy. But overall, I really enjoy this series for that purpose. Like, some of it is just really kind of like simple stuff that you can just enjoy in the moment and then it's gone. But other stuff actually gets you thinking, and, you know, actually kind of it can be worth talking about. And I think, again, the beauty of the series too, like, some of the humor is just humor to enjoy, like general humor that anyone can enjoy, because it's not really punching down, or it's not really, you know, too, you know, like harmful or anything like that. But then other humor is actually slightly more kind of like somewhat more darker in a way that you can actually understand what they're hinting at and what they're trying to interpret. Like, it's actually styled into the writing of the show with the characters and everything. But yeah, I think it's still definitely like even if not discussion worthy with other people, it's still kind of like makes you think, you know, what they're trying to at what points they're trying to make, and how they're trying to interpret the characters, and how they're trying to actually get the show out to people, and what kind of messages they're trying to send. So, you know, all that stuff is great. And the Harley Ivy stuff, I mean, you know, Harley as always just kind of just jumping in to defend or even Ivy, even. I mean, it goes both ways. It definitely goes both ways. But Ivy, especially, just jumping in to protect Harley, and actually trying to, you know, get her on the good side of things. So that was cool. But yeah, don't believe I'm missing anything else. So I do sincerely look forward to seeing more of this, and hopefully no more hiatuses. Hopefully no more unplanned months long hiatuses. So again, my deepest, sincerest apologies. And I think the crazy thing is, it's not even the only show. There are other shows that I've yet to actually get back into and actually bring back onto the channel. So, all in good time, with enough planning and coordination and time management, it should all happen. So here's to that. Here's to more of this, more commonly and more consistently. So yeah, hopefully let's all work to bring it out. So yeah, that was Harley Quinn. Season 1, episode 6. So Oh yeah, there was one point too. Before I get to the outro, there was also one other point too. Yeah, Harley wanting to. I know this is really last minute, but still, Harley wanting to actually view the Legion of Doom. I think, yeah, and I also do appreciate Ivy actually pointing out that they're not exactly the best kind of people. Like they are literal, even like with or without the comedy aspect of it that this show incorporates. Like they are literal, the worst of the worst kind of, like, not Suicide Squad level worst, but they're like the worst of the worst in terms of actual morality and their kind of mindsets. Like they actively kill people. They are psychopaths. They are murderers. They are egotistical, like Lex Luthor, Deathstroke, and Bane, God knows whoever else they have. Like they actively have people comparable to the Joker. So, I mean, Harley wants to join so that she can be up to their level in terms of criminality, but then in terms of actual morality, like she I think, like Harley and Ivy both definitely have rules, and they're like, those are rules that they would never break or kind of like amend in any way. Like they would never kill children. Like like Harley even spent like an entire episode trying to convince the world that she would never have actually hurt Robin, or like never actually have him as a nemesis, because for her, kids are gross, but also because she literally would never actually kill a child. We'll go down that darker path. So she sticks to actual kind of like, I think like they both, I feel like they both somewhat stick to crimes that don't really violate human rights in too dark of a way. Like Ivy might kill, but then it's people who actively harm her. It's people who actively harm her and or her wildlife. So then that way it's like it's not like she's literally, I mean, not to say she hasn't actually taken over Gotham with her plants, but still, it's like, she kills in retaliation and as a warning and as like an actual message to send out. So, but with Harley, it's like, she just kind of robs banks and does heists and robs great, like, really valuable items and everything. So, so I look forward to seeing her discover that she can do a lot better than the Legion, and that she can definitely do a lot better than Joker too. So I think, I look forward to her discovering that she wants to rise above the ranks, not to compare herself, or not just to throw her success in Joker's face, but also to actually rise above the ranks as the one and only Harley Quinn, leader of this troop, whatever it's going to be called. So I like that kind of journey of actual independence and actual power is something a lot more respectable than actually trying to get up to someone else's elite just so that you can actually show off to them or compare yourself to them. So yeah, that kind of messaging too, actually rising above the leagues to actually become your own powerful league, as opposed to actually trying to kind of be level with other people or trying to actually compete with other people. I mean, competing, it can be healthy, but competing can be okay so long as it's actually healthy, and so long as it's not purely out of spite or jealousy, but if you're actually trying to be the best or whatever. But I think in Harley's case, I think she needs to actually try and reach that point where she actively wants to be the best villain that she can be, as opposed to being the better villain than everyone else. So yeah, but yeah, that is definitely it. That is definitely all the points I wanted to talk about. So again, yeah, so Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episode 6. Thank you guys, as always, so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then you can indeed salt and burn that like button. And you can also, again, like I said before, you can also indeed check out the full-length reaction for this episode over on Patreon. Link will be in the comments and or the description, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is pretty much all there is. Comment, of course, as always, comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think of what this meant for Harley and what you think is coming up next in Harley Quinn. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So I will see you guys next time.